Hey friends, Dr. Sherri here with another episode of Thriving Thoughts. For those of you joining me on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Podbean, wherever it is that you're listening, did you know that right now you can catch the video version of this episode over on my YouTube channel at Dr. Sherri Speaks. I'll include the links in the show notes. Friends who are watching me right now on YouTube, welcome. You know, you can get this audio version wherever you listen to podcasts. I am super excited, you guys, because this is what season 4 is going to look like. Season 4 of the Thriving Thoughts podcast, which launches on January 11th of 2021. That's right, just 10 days from now. Season 4 is going to be live on video as well as audio. I've heard from so many of you over the last not quite year and a half since I launched Thriving Thoughts. I've heard from many of you that you wanted to see my face. I've heard it from people that I've interviewed, from people that have been guests on the show, and they've said, oh my goodness, Sherri, like it's just so engaging and it's so inviting to just see your face and talk with you. So I am excited to announce that I've partnered with Riverside.fm, and now I have the podcast on video and audio. So you guys, if you've listened to the last, 6 or 7 episodes of Thriving Thoughts of Season 3, you'll know that I have been recording little 10, I know I said 10 minutes or less, little 10 to 14, 15 minute or so episodes, just sharing with you some practical tools of how you can develop and establish a thriving thought world. And the one that I wanted to bring to you today is something that is very close to my heart, because I actually just got off of a coaching call with a client. And she said to me, what so many of my friends and what so many of you have said, people I don't even know, but people that I kind of scroll by and see on social media, right? I see this disappointment. I see a hope, certainly, for 2021, but I see a lot of people going, I really thought I would have been in a different place by the end of 2020 than I am now. I really thought that maybe I would have achieved my goals. That's one mindset of people that I see ending 2020 and starting the new year of 2021. The other is that I see, I see all of my friends or family members or colleagues, and they're setting these big, awesome goals. And here is my truth for you guys, that when we look at what other people are doing, when we look at where we believe we should have been, we are believing lies. Lies, why? Because comparison in and of itself is a lie. It's impossible to compare the unique divine creation that we are to another unique divine creation. Okay, so if you are comparing yourself to somebody, to where somebody else is, or the goals that they maybe set for themselves in 2020 and where they are now, and these grand goals that they have in line for 2021, that's not you. Their goals aren't your goals. And the way that they establish their goals are not the way you establish their goals. So one, that's a lie. Comparison, it's a lie. The other lie is to say to yourself that you are disappointed in yourself for your performance in 2020. My friends, regret and blame are never the tools of the thriving thought world. In fact, they're the tools of the surviving or the struggling thought world. We can't grow, prosper, or flourish if we're busy blaming or regretting. So it's a lie, because it has nothing to do with moving forward. It has nothing to do with who you are right now. And this is the thriving thought that I offer to you. And it might come out all wonky because I haven't really rehearsed anything today. But here's the truth, that a thriving thought world is one that takes its world one moment at a time. So even if you have this big goal of being a happier person in 2021, being a wealthier person in 2021, there is nothing that's going to get you there but the moments that lead up to the days, that lead up to the weeks and the months, that lead up to the culmination of a year. So if you have this big goal in your mind, I want to be healthier, but you don't have a moment by moment practice, a single one moment at a time thriving thought world, you will never achieve that goal. So here's an example. If you want to be healthier, instead of saying, I want to be healthier, I need to be healthier, I'm going to be healthier, what would happen if you looked at yourself in the mirror every morning and you said, I am healthy? Not I am healthier. There's that ugly comparison again. Oh, see, last year you didn't do it. See, you're not healthy now, so you need to be healthier. What if you said, I'm healthy, I'm fit, I'm strong? What if you repeated that to yourself in the mirror? You repeated that belief until you convinced your brain that you believed it. Remember, your brain doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality. It believes what you tell it. So tell it, if that's your goal. I don't even know if that's your goal, but it's an example. If you want to be happier, instead of saying, I want to be happy, you're saying, I am happy. I am joyful. I exude happiness. I give happiness. I bring happiness. I show up with happiness, right? If you guys start to adopt those thoughts, you become those things. As we believe, so shall we be. It's not about having great, big, grand goals that then you can go at the end of 2021 and go, oh man, I didn't do it again. Here I am. No, my friends. It's about looking at who you want to be right now in this moment. What is the thriving thought choice that you are going to make in this moment? Not in tomorrow, not at the end of 21, but in this moment. So that's my truth for you to wrap up season 3 and to close out what I believe was an amazing, prosperous, phenomenal year. Yeah, I know lots of you think it was kind of a train wreck, a nightmare. I know many of us lost people. I'm not saying it wasn't painful. I'm saying it was a year of growth and prospering because that's what I chose for it to be. And my friends, that's my hope for you too, that you choose each moment to make it one that grows and prospers and flourishes, because that's what it means to have a thriving thought world. This is the official last episode for season 3 of Thriving Thoughts, but I wanted to extend a warm invitation and an introduction to the theme of season 4. Again, season 4 of the Thriving Thoughts podcast launches on January 11th of 2021. That's just 10 days from now. Now, you might be accustomed to the episodes coming on Sundays and Wednesdays of every week. Well, here's something that I grew into, a truth that I learned about myself in 2020, that I really value taking a Sabbath, taking a rest during the week, as I believe you should be. And I believe I must, not should, I believe I must live by example. And so I want to take Sundays as my Sabbath. Your Sabbath might be a different day, but Sundays is going to be it for me. So I will no longer be producing an episode on Sundays. What will happen instead is I will have an interview with an amazing guest, as always, on Mondays of each week. And then later in the week, I haven't committed to the day yet, so you guys are going to have to stay tuned for the surprise, right? Later in the week, I will be sharing a solo episode with you. So that format won't look any different, but here is the theme that I'm so excited about. If you guys know, when I started the Thriving Thoughts podcast, I started it because I wanted to talk about things that nobody was really willing to talk about in the public arena. And it's kind of hard because I ask people to come on the show and I'm like, it's just a conversation. You're going to be as vulnerable as you want to be, as you want to be, as candid as you want to be. And I'm just here to guide the conversation. I'll ask the questions. I'll keep us on track. It'll just be a conversation between friends that we happen to air, right? So that element, I think, sometimes makes people a little nervous, a little awkward, a little hesitant. But here's what's happened over the last 78 episodes. If you guys haven't listened, the next 10 days, go back, beef up. Go back and listen to seasons 1, 2, and 3. Pick your favorites, share a favorite with a friend, catch up in the next 10 days because season 4 is going to be both raw. Is that a word? Raw, R-A-W-E-R, more raw? I don't know. Raw and realer and more exposing, more truth telling. See, not salacious, y'all. More truth telling than any of the seasons put together. Because the theme for this season is thriving alone. Now, I know a lot of you have heard this theme of alone together, especially throughout the pandemic, throughout 2020, which is see you later, bye, gone. That was so yesterday, right? We are in 2021. Can you believe it? But a lot of us have heard this term of alone together. Here's the stories that I want to bring to you this season, season 4 of Thriving Thoughts. I want to bring to you stories of people who have felt alone because, my friends, if you've felt alone, that feeling is real. It's legitimate. It's valid. Your feeling of being alone is real. And I want to showcase stories of people like you in those dark places where they felt alone. And not just that they felt alone, but how they used those dark alone spaces to thrive. Remember what thrive means: to grow, to flourish, to prosper. Because yes, you can use adversity, pain, tragedy, defeat, disappointment, hurt, exhaustion. You can use all of those things to better yourself, to thrive. You just have to make the choice to. And so I've decided to showcase people on the show, people like you, everyday people with stories of being alone and how they chose to use that for good for themselves, to better themselves. And I want to invite you. Maybe you're a person who has a story to share and you think, well, I haven't written a book. I'm not a speaker. I'm not some famous person. In case y'all haven't checked out the show, my goal is to bring to you everyday people like me, not to bring to you famous household names. You can hear from them anywhere. I want you to hear from people from their living room couch, from their home office, from their car, from wherever they are, but from their personal, unique alone space, their real life space. And I want you to hear how, no, they didn't take lemons and turn them into lemonade. They took the lemons and they ate them, and they made the sour taste good. That's what it looks like to thrive alone. So here's my invitation. I want you to think about these different ways that people feel alone. People feel alone in a relationship. Yeah, even like in a marriage, people can feel alone. People feel alone as an entrepreneur in business. People feel alone in friendship. People feel alone outside of friendship, outside of relationship. People feel alone in financial crises. People feel alone in parenting a child with an addiction. People feel alone in an addiction themselves. People feel alone in the consequences of their choices. That one's particularly close to my heart because I want you to know that if you are dealing right now, if you're alone with the consequences of your decisions, with the consequences of your choices, you have permission to grieve that. That's what this season is all about. It's about permission to use your grief, to use your aloneness, to use the darkness to thrive, and to then shine a light on others, on the listeners, and now in this case, the viewers of season 4 of the Thriving Thoughts podcast. So my friends, remember, in 2021, grand goals, they're not your aspiration. A thriving thought world happens moment by moment in the choices that you make, in the things that you choose to believe about yourself, and watch how your world changes one thriving moment at a time. If you or maybe a friend that you're thinking of right now would be a great guest for season 4, I'm interviewing right now, please reach out to me. All you need to do is email me at drsherryspeaks@gmail.com, or you can message me on Instagram or Facebook, wherever you feel comfortable reaching out to me. I would love to chat with you about the opportunity. We can have a quick phone call and we can see if it's a good fit for you, and we'll go from there. So my friends, season 4 launching January 11th. Yeah, January 11th, 2021. Just 10 days from now, my friends. So until then, please do always remember to stop believing those lies. Instead, speak truth over the lies so you too can thrive in any and every circumstance.